Hi, and welcome back to the Consult a Counselor series. In this series, I answer parenting related questions so that you can be present and at ease with your child and live life mindfully. So today's question is, my kid does not want to go to school. Help. It's more of a statement than a question. But yes, a lot of kids are really out of the routine of going back to school for a full day. Because when you really think about it, this is the third academic year that is being impacted by COVID. So, although we've only been in a pandemic, not only, but we've been in a pandemic for about a year and a half, this is the third year that's being impacted. So, depending on how your child attended school this past spring and early summer, can definitely influence on how they feel about going back to school now. Perhaps they really want to go because they miss it, or perhaps it's really anxiety provoking because they just haven't done it in a long time. So, here are 5 easy tips that you can do to help your child feel a little bit more at ease about starting a brand new school year. The first is building on past positive experiences. So, they may be feeling some type of way and thinking it's the end of the world and really exaggerating a negative feeling. However, think about and remind them of all of the positives that they have done and the positive things that they've experienced. That's going to remind them that school really isn't all that awful and that they do have fun in school. The second is to develop consistent routines. And you may want to start some of these routines a few days leading up to the new school year. So talk together about what are the mornings going to look like? What are the afternoons going to look like? Who's going to pick them up? What are your expectations? And have your child tell you what they would like to do at least 30 minutes every single evening. That way, you spend some family bonding time, and that way they feel that they have some autonomy and, in a sense, some power of what's taking place after school so that they're more willing to go back to school the next day. The third is get their buy in with having them go back to school shopping with you. So, if it's getting a cool new backpack or if it's getting a new pair of hot sneakers for the school year, that makes a huge difference. So, at least they will feel excited with the brand new materials that they have, or at least they'll feel cute and going back to school. The fourth is looking at the school calendar with your child. Sometimes the whole school year can be daunting. We usually have about 180 days of school or so. So it's looking at things in shorter chunks. Sometimes it's just the first, perhaps, week of school, maybe just 2 days, or perhaps it's counting down to the first day off from school. That's something that educators also do to help them get by. So that way you're working in smaller chunks and not the entire school year. And the fifth and most important tip is to listen. We really don't know what our kids' concerns are, and we can sometimes assume what their concerns are when we truly do not listen in on what they have to say. So instead of helping them feel better by saying, oh, it's not a big deal, or you'll be okay, just really zipping it and listening to all they have to share. And for older kids, even asking, do you want me to just listen or do you want me to give you advice? And this simple thing, this simple act can really make a big difference in the way our kids respond to us. And sometimes by just lending a listening ear, it can truly help them feel better. And if you want more tips directly related to going back to school during a pandemic and after all we've experienced, I welcome you to pick up a copy of Parents Latina magazine or check out the PDF by going to the link in my bio or the podcast show notes. And I am happy to share that I have been featured in an article in the Parents Latina magazine along with 4 other Latina therapist moms who provide tips not only for your kids, but also for yourself on returning to school during COVID. Thanks so much for listening in. And remember, in a world where you are free to be anything that you want to be, you are always free to be mindful. Catch you next time.